My name is Gordon Parr, founder and associate of the Cruise Lecturers Association, enrichment speaker for over 10 years. The aim of this video is to inform the cruise industry of some of our capabilities and to present some of our associates. To view all our associates and full information, please refer to the Cruise Lecturers Association website. We seek to entertain and inform, ensuring that your passengers enjoy a most enjoyable experience. There are no charges for the industry. I would like now to introduce some of our speakers. Let's start with one of our ladies, Ailie Mills, National President of the Professional Speakers Association of Great Britain and one of the country's leading presenters. Ailie will be presenting a series of light-hearted, interesting, informative and entertaining talks. Keith Baldwin, like myself, formerly a member of the Household Cavalry, retired police superintendent, professional speaker, voice-over artist, a great all-round entertainer. Sheila Radford, the lady who gave away 760 million of your money. Yes, really, but Sheila was working for the National Lottery at the time. Fraud, fiddles and scams. And how to be a winner. Full houses guaranteed. Former Scotland Yard detective John Bowden, with a host of interesting stories on fraud, money laundering and corruption. Paul Horrocks, Manchester Evening News former longest-serving editor, on the Yorkshire Ripper, the John Stalker affair, and 14 years of news reportage. Don Brown, the Elliot Ness of Stockport, who as Chief Superintendent battled with the criminal underworld. Don talks about his lifetime's work on policing and investigation. Always a full house. Christine Dorr, published author, after-dinner speaker, film, radio and TV actress, presenting on the BBC for 7 years. Head of Royal Protection from 1995 to 1998, Commander David Seaborn Davis, with a staff of 450 and a budget of 26 million. Very informative. Vice Admiral Nick Lambert presents Nelson, Trafalgar, HMS Endurance in Antarctica, and how a cruise ship has navigated. Also highlights from his career. James Dale, former Divisional Commander and Head of Operations, Sussex Police, and University lecture on serial killers, history of fingerprints, Isambard Brunel, and much more. Policeman and educationalist Ray Tough, tough by name, tough by nature, with a host of interesting and general interest police topics from his career. Martin Green, the industry's leading destination speaker, over 10 years' experience with the major British and American cruise companies. If you require a cruise lecturer, after-dinner speaker, toastmaster, wedding organizer, or talks on crime, then former Manchester Chief Superintendent Brian Rowe is your man. Michelle Munro, daughter of Matt Munro, published author, much sought after by the cruise industry, with great presentations relating to her father and other topics. Here again, standing room only. Astronomer Peter Williams presents an introduction to astronomy, practical astronomy, the universe, and other topics. Leading Australian internationally exhibited portrait and landscape artist Helen Playford presents Lautrec, Monet, Turner, and Georgia O'Keeffe. Master Mariner Captain Vincent Williams on the life and times of Lord Nelson, Trafalgar, Lady Hamilton, Heroes and the History of Cruising. Janet Wade, former Detective Chief Superintendent, Head of Special Branch for the Midlands, presenting talks on policing, history, royalty and politics. Archaeologist Michael Stone presents Egypt and the Ancient World, a highly qualified and very entertaining lecturer. Another very well-informed CLA archaeologist, Glyn Sixsmith Hookings, presents the Roman Empire, Empires of Rome, and Mayan culture. Experienced cruise ship presenter, former Scotland Yard Flying Squad Detective Inspector Tony Brightwell talks about his many high-profile cases in the UK, including the Brink's-Mat robbery, his works in the USA, South America, and the Caribbean. Graham Burns, the man who lived with Margaret Thatcher, Tony Blair, Enoch Powell, John Major, and Salman Rushdie. Yes, really, as a Scotland Yard Close Protection Officer. Dr. Paul Riley. After spending much of his career in research with Lever Brothers, Paul now lectures on the history and products of the company, also astronomy. Much sought-after cruise lecturer, former Merseyside detective and educationalist John Hussey, talks about his life in crime, the history of Liverpool, the origins of the English language. Popular associate Roy Taylor presents on the Cold War, listening to China, his life in the RAF, and Lawrence of Arabia. Paul de Burton, actor, private detective, after-dinner speaker, and character, a great all-round entertainer. Professional motivation speaker Sarah Hopwood presents a light-hearted look at royalty, the royal pageant, understanding social media, and Stop the Gremlins. Member of the bar and practicing barrister Ian Brown, a highly effective public speaker and advocate, will present the Diane Conspiracy, famous trials at the Old Bailey, and a humorous insight into a criminal trial. Finally, yours truly, Gordon Parr, presenting the Household Cavalry, Winston Churchill, the Tudors, the Crimea War, Charge of the Light Brigade, and the origins of words, sayings and rhymes. I specialise in repositioning and round-the-world sectors. Must have been doing something right, as still presenting after 10 years. I'm very proud of our association and what has been achieved in a relatively short time. The pleasure brought and yet to be brought to guests and associates. To view the biographies and talks of all associates, please visit our acclaimed website, Cruise Lecturers Association. Bon voyage.